Hey, good evening, Spurs fans. Back with another video. I'm gonna be touching on the last game we had in the summer league. I really didn't watch the game, to be honest. I thought the Atlantic Hawks was the last game, and I made plans on Saturday, so I wasn't able to watch the game. But we won. I'm gonna look at the box scores, even though the box scores really don't tell you anything. I'm really going to be paying attention to, I guess, who was efficient, but numbers can only go so far with me. I got to see how these numbers was put up, if these was good shots, were these bad shots, etc., etc. But I'm going to just touch on it anyway, but I'm also going to touch on our offense and what offense I think we need to do this year, or need to go back to this year, because we have the same coaching, not the same coaching staff, but the same head coach who was there, which is Greg Popovich. He's been here for he's been here for definitely over 20 years. He's been here for a long time, about to be 30 years. It was 2022, I believe. He came into, I believe he was the head coach in 96. He began his head coaching in 96. I'm not sure about that, but it's almost 30 years that he's been with us as the head coach of our team. But particularly, I want to mention going back to the offense we ran in the 2014 season, the motion offense. I'm a big guy on the motion offense. The pick and roll offense is good. It's a good offense to run, but I think you can easily focus on. I think you can easily focus on the primary players in that system, and I think the motion offense, it's hard to key on an open player, and then so I'm gonna be giving my thoughts on that, and basically the reason why I think we should go to that. So our last summer league game, we actually won that game. We actually won. I know I said I really don't care who win or lose, but I didn't watch the game, so I wonder if how the game was going. Did we have the lead in the beginning? Did we lose the lead towards the end and then made a late push? These things, you can't know unless you actually watch the game. I don't know, like, for instance, Barlow had 6 fouls. Was these 6 silly fouls? Was some of these fouls, could some of these fouls be prevented? Was a couple of these fouls a soft foul? That's why I'm mad I didn't get a chance to watch this game. So it's basically my fault on the reason why I didn't watch the game. I thought Atlanta was our last game, and I should have been paying attention. So what I have here on my screen, I have obviously Barlow. He went 2 for 3. He only played 12 minutes, 6 rebounds, 2 blocks. Again, he had a lot of fouls, and you can't have 6 fouls in 12 minutes. That's horrible. I don't care. You don't even have to watch the game to see that part. You have 6 fouls in 12 minutes. I mean, what is going on? What is going on? That's a terrible night on defense. Woodard, I kind of like Woodard aggressiveness. He seems strong with the ball. Watching him play, will he get a roster spot? I don't know. Will he be in Austin? I don't know. But he's a strong forward out there on the wing. DJ Stewart Jr., he looks like he had a good efficient game. 7 for 10 for 16 points, 3 rebounds. But I would like to see how these shots was coming. Blake Wesley had another shooting nightmare, 2 for 17. See, this is why I wish I watched the game, because was a lot of these shots open shots that he just missed? Was he like forcing the issue like he did before the Hawks game? How did he get these shots? How was these shots coming? But again, it was a shooting nightmare. He just got to be more consistent with his shot. I see Malachi Branham. Malachi Branham had a nice efficient game. Looks like 8 for 15 from the field, 5 for 8 from three, 23 points. Looked like he had a good efficient game. But the tackle back to Blake Wesley, I see his plus minuses is at a 9+. So this is why I wish I watched the game, because if he had shooting woes like that and he had his plus minus is +9, that kind of shows that necessarily he might have had a great impact on defense. And the box score doesn't show. The box score really doesn't show what's happening on a defensive end, because these is numbers, right? A person can have no steals but had a solid job on defense, containing his man, making it difficult for the opposition. So those things don't come up really on these box score stats. So, but he was a +9, and he did have 2 steals and a block. So he probably was playing fantastic defense his 30 minutes. It's just that his offense wasn't there. Yeah, that's just more disappointing on my end than not watching the game. Carlton looked like, again, had another solid performance. 22 minutes, 4 for 6 from the field, 9 points, 8 rebounds. He looks like a solid player to me. Will he get a spot on the roster? I don't know, but I would love to see him in Austin. So I hope he'll be in Austin to, see where his career goes. Who else? I mean, I'm not going to do anybody who played, below 10 minutes. It's not even worth, mentioning, right? Kai Bowman played 12 minutes. He didn't really have a night that was spectacular, it looks like. -2 on the plus minus. 3 for 7 from the field for 7 points. That's really, quite average to me. Quite average performance. Hall, 14 minutes, 1 for 6 shooting. Not really a good shooting night. -7 on a plus minus. Stefanovic, I think I said his name, Stefanovic. 1 from 6 from the field, but he had 4 assists. That's, he was dishing the ball. Looks like he was dishing the ball well. He's a +4 on a plus minus. So he probably had a solid game. So, again, I wish I would have watched the game to see how these things was coming along, but anyway. Also, I'm gonna get into this. I did mention it in the beginning. Let me go to it. I can't remember where it was, but where I seen it at. But it was interesting. It was interesting Spurs news. It's on my phone. It's definitely on my phone. I'm gonna have to pause this video and come back. Oh no, I didn't. I didn't forget. Keldon Johnson is signed the new $80 million contract. I'm gonna go and see exactly what's the breakdown of that. Okay. Yeah, so Keldon Johnson, a 4-year, $80 million extension. He signed the 4-year, $80 million extension, and this is good news for the Spurs. It looks like a good deal, a nice good deal. He's only 22 years old. Played 74 games for the Spurs last year, averaging 17 points, 39% from the 3-point range. Like I said in previous videos, he's been improving every year. So this is a good sign, and re-sign, I should say. This is a good re-sign. For the fact that we got him at the 29th pick, man. The more he plays, the more he looks like a steal, and I think that time playing with the USA team helped him a lot. I can't wait to see him this year, with being one of the focal points on the offense this year. Without DJ, he's going to get a lot of touches, and I can't wait to see his improvement. I'm projecting that he will probably give us 20 points a game. That's my projection for him. I expect to get him to get 20 points a game with more opportunities to score the basketball. And so that was something else I wanted to touch on. I see a lot of posts about Westbrook. Look, I already made my feelings known about Westbrook. I do not want Westbrook near our team. I think it's unnecessary to get Westbrook. I would prefer our young guys rather than bring Westbrook aboard. I mean, he's just not. No. And definitely when I'm talking, definitely one of my points is, with the offense, what I hope that we go back to, or I wish that we go back to, the 2014 Spurs motion offense, that the beautiful basketball we used to play. Westbrook don't know how to play beautiful basketball. I haven't seen it his entire career to be able to play, passing motion offense. Now, is he capable? Yes. Is he willing to do it? I'm not sure about that. I'm really not sure about that. One of the things that I always was confused about is why we went away from our motion offense. Now, I don't want to speculate because, you don't want to put things on players, but we all know that players play for the money, and if stats matter to these players when they go into negotiations. And I think our 2014 season, our highest scorer on that team was Tony Parker at 16 points a game. Now, I could be wrong on that, but I know nobody averaged over 20 points that season, because the motion offense is about finding the open guy for the better shot. So it's not about the star just playing isolation basketball, pick and roll basketball. The offense the motion offense is predicated on getting the best shot. Whoever's open, they take the shot. So reason why I love this offense is because the pick and roll offense is good, but you can't really key in on the star player like you can in the pick and roll offense. Pick and roll offense, usually the primary offensive guys is either going to be the ball handler or the roll guy. So it's easy, not easy, but you can set up your defense to stop that, or to attempt to stop it, because it's hard to stop a star player in a professional level. But however, in a motion offense, you cannot key in on that star player. You got to literally, every person on the court is a threat to score the basketball. Every person on the court is a threat to score the basketball. So it makes the whole entire defense work. And that worked for us in 2014. And my guess is because we had veteran leaders who wasn't selfish, like a Tim Duncan or Tony Parker, Manu Ginobili. It was all about winning. However, I don't know if it was, quite, because after Tim Duncan and them started retiring, we started getting to this pick and roll offense. We started giving the keys to Kawhi Leonard is going to take us further. And you notice the offense shifted into this, put the ball in Kawhi hands. We're going to do a pick and roll, Aldridge and so forth and so forth. And we already know the Aldridge situation. He wanted the ball more in the post, and he was, going to leave. He had to have a sit down with Popovich to discuss, how he can get more involved in the offense. And I think that kind of stagnated and stopped us and got us away from the motion offense, which I think is best for our current team. Our current team right now, we should start training or start practicing or implementing, rather, the motion offense. So over time, all we got to do is plug in the holes to the newcomers that come into the team, and we'll have a more fluid offense. So to implement this now is important because, number one, it's not going to ruin our championship dreams. And it's not easy. It's not an easy offense to run. We're not in a championship conversation. We're in a rebuilding conversation. So I think that we should necessarily rebuild with an offense that was working for us in 2014. The motion offense works, definitely in today's NBA. We don't have the selfish play. I don't want to call people selfish. our ex-players selfish. But come on, look at how our offense ran when we had the leadership of the big three, who was probably the most unselfish big three that ever played basketball. And notice when they started retiring, that our offense kind of shifted. It kind of changed into this ball dominant type of offense. We already know about how the Aldridge situation. Now you had to have to sit down with Greg to get, he felt like he wasn't involved as much. He felt like the offense wasn't fitting his game. He was wanted to leave. So as you can see, if that's not proof enough that our offense changed because of players wanting to, to touch the ball, to be ball dominant, I don't know what else is. But we need to get back to that offense, and we have young guys who plays for each other. We don't have guys who, just go out there looking for their own shot. I think these guys will enjoy playing for each other in a motion offense. And the thing I love about the motion offense, like I said before, everyone's a threat to score the basketball. Everyone's a threat. You can't just key in on the two main stars, because everyone's a threat to score the basketball. Just remember our second finals. Who was shooting? Kawhi Leonard got the MVP, but Danny Green, Gary Neal, all those people was shooting the lights out. We probably got the record for percentage of three-pointers made in that finals. It was beautiful basketball to watch. And we just smoked the Miami Heat. And that's with these young players. Of course, they ain't going to go out smoking teams. But if we build with that offense, that motion offense, it will not only help our young core of players to play for each other, but it'll also put us with more, probably speed up our rebuilding process. Probably speed it up more. So, what I mean by speed it up more, meaning that the players would develop, under this system better. And, because they will feel more involved. They will be more up to working on a game, working on the consistency of their jump shots, because they know, like, any given chance that ball is going to be in my hands and I'm going to have to put it in a hole. So that's my take. I think we should go back to this motion offense. It worked for us before, and I believe it will work for us again.